vagina.
ShinRob, there are few who deny at what I do. I am mediocre at best. Here. And today I am talking about the Beast Kingdom Dynamic Action Heroes Jack Skellington figure. Let's get started. Up first, we are going to be looking at the box, and dear God, this box is amazing. As I turn the box from side to side, you can see some phantom printing over here. This is all thorned vines we can see, and it looks fantastic. But something that I am unfortunately only noticing now is that the letters in Jack's name and in Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas up at the top are starting to fade. So whatever material Beast Kingdom is using for this, I think they need to step it up a bit, because I don't know why that would be fading like that, and I think they need a better material to further solidify a longer shelf life. Anyway, the letters up here are of erased material, same with Disney, same with Tim Burton. The bats and Jack's head over here is of erased material. The web over here is not, but the spider certainly is of erased material, and the same could be said for Jack Skellington and 19 Dynamic Action Heroes, Jack Skellington, and Beast Kingdom. All raised material. Looking on the side, this Jack is of raised material, this pumpkin is of raised material, the wording over here is not, but as you can see, all of the phantom print over here is still on the side. The same for the opposite side, and the back side is mostly flat, if not for the frame with the skulls over here. Those are not flat. They are actually of erased material, and it's starting to fade a little bit over here as well. Huh. What the heck? Taking a look at the box, we can see everything that this figure comes with except for one thing. We'll get to that a little bit later. You can pause if you would like to read the specifics here. The raised material and the phantom print for the vines is going to continue on the inside of the box, and if you look nice and close, you can see that there is an imprint of Jack's face over here, and the words, the spider, everything, a very nice detail. I know this is essentially just how the box is made, but just to show that this is somewhat of like a raised material, I just wanted to show this off. For the back of the box, you're really not going to get much else when it comes to the innards. And basically, when you open the box up, you'll be greeted to Jack is back. This will be covering the figure, which is not in there, obviously. But I thought this was a very nice inclusion as well. It almost feels like that this could have been the alternate artwork for the front of the box. I like that a lot. I really, really do. Nice touch there, Beast Kingdom. Now let's talk about paint and detail. While not much can really be said about the details, the neutral head here is sublime and aids in making this a truly fantastic sight. He's here! Jack! The Pumpkin King. The hands out of the box are nice, while not painted, are rather durable. Durable enough to the point where a quick motion doesn't feel like it would snap a finger or two off. But do be patient and gentle with them. The cloth side of the figure is nice, if a bit stringy at the edges, but the print is mostly perfect. The right leg and right arm do have a bit of a fade to them, but I wouldn't say that it's distractingly obvious. The bat bow tie is magnificent, slightly thicker than the fingers, but it feels like it could be of the same material. Speaking of magnificent, look at this base. Oh, whimsical and perfect. Not too flat, not too boring. Speaking of which, Zero over here has lovely colors and shading that make our favorite little tablecloth pupper really pop from even the whitest of walls and shells. Now this bowl and box over here comes with more than just our Pumpkin King. It comes with 19 accessories plus the base, an alternate peg head for the base, and simple instructions. And again, with this box being so damn perfect, it's practically an accessory in and of itself. As stated before, none of these hands are majorly painted between the fingers. It doesn't much bother me, especially with the large array of hands you do get. That being neutral hands, hands on hips / crossed arm hands, scare hands that glow in the dark, got 'em hands, and pointing hands. Adding to the figure's already expressive nature, the hands are a loving inclusion, but even better are the heads. You get Neutral Jack, Happy Jack, Devious Jack, Angry Jack, glow in the dark, Ooh / What's This Jack, and Distressed or Sad Jack. With the accompanying hands, this adds a good 50 extra points. The heads and hands complement one another and will make pose enthusiasts and scene reenactionists teary in the eyes. Next to all that, we have a Jack in the box. Boo. Beautiful weathering on the spring and box with a lovely jack-o'-lantern at the end. We also have this thing that's in 0 of the promo shots and detail sections, both on the box and Big Bad Toy Store, which is where I got this lovely little king. Link in the description. I don't know why it's included. Maybe it's for another figure that's going to be part of the Nightmare Before Christmas line. But it's pretty nice looking either way. It just can't be held by Jack at all.
So that was a lie.
Either Jack. Yes, there's a Santa version that comes with around the same stuff, couple little exclusives here and there. I may or may not pick that one up. I'm holding out hope for a Sally or Oogie Boogie to drop sometime during this line's activities. Or Dynamic Action Heroes has the right idea thus far, but what about Articulation? Starting off with the whimsical stand we have here, since this is on a peg, like so, you will be able to spin at the base of the base. At the base of this hinge joint over here, you will also be able to swivel. You will be able to swivel at the base of the claw over here. And since, yes, this is a hinge joint, you can move back and forth. Anyway, speaking of the claw, it looks like this thing could prevent a pregnancy. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, the pincers can move out like so, and they can move in, and they can move in even further if you move them correctly. This thing will latch onto Jack, and it will hold him rather tightly. As you can see, I have the claw around Jack right now, and as you can see, it's holding him rather tightly. Not really. This is going terribly. It can hold Jack rather nicely, but I just don't like, yikes. I just don't like the way it looks around him. It just, I much rather prefer the peg head. Now you're probably asking, where is there a peg on Jack? Well, simply lift up his coattails like so, locate the hole, and yeah, there you go. And applying the peg head is as easy as 1, 2, and 3. This personally, I feel, is the better stand head to use with Jack. Because as you can see, it's not the tightest fit, but still works rather well. Although, of course, normal collectors won't be doing that while their figures are on a stand. Now that we are done with the stand, we can talk about Jack's articulation. Jack's neck is a dumbbell ball joint, so of course you're going to get a nice wide range of movement like so. Jack will be able to look up about that far, and he will be able to look down about that far. The arms can move in and out in a nice flapping motion. They can also move all the way around like so, but I would not recommend moving them past the bat bow tie. Just because this is where the joint is, and I really don't want to mess up the fabric that this figure is covered in, just trying to, show that the arm can go all the way around. But as you can see, it really can just go all the way around. You're going to get a very, very nice bend at the elbow. You can also bend it back like so. Jack is a skeleton, but I don't think skeletons can really do that without being in some kind of pain, right? You will also have a swivel at the elbow, but again, I wouldn't recommend pushing these too far because of the fabric that the figure is covered in. Since the hands are on pegs, they can swivel all the way around. Jack has a pretty basic ab crunch. He can't go too far forward, but he can go decently back like so. I'm flying, Jack. Oh, wait. I don't know if you can see that copper glisten over here, but yes, Jack's coattails do in fact have bendy wire. They only have them along the outer ends over here. Not all points of it are going to have a bendy wire, but they do aid in making running poses look rather realistic for a giant Skellington. You're going to get a semi-decent spread at the legs, but it's not going to last very long because of the cloth. It's really constricting over here. You will, however, get a magnificent kick forward like so. You will get an equally as magnificent kick back for a beautiful split from Jack. You will also get just the most premium bend at the knee, in and out. Ouchies! And last but certainly not least, Jack's feet can point down like so and up like so. And if you take the 2-finger pincer over here and grab both sides of the ankle can swivel. You just really need to be careful because it's one of those joints. The ones that feel like they'll break apart if you pull them in any which direction. Now, Jack Park your keister. It's time to talk about Zero. Yes, this adorable tablecloth pupper has articulation. Zero can look up about that far, down about that far, can swivel at the neck since this is a ball joint, all the different motions. And the same for the ears, although the ears do have a habit of popping off, like so. Yikes. Both ears, I tell ya, both ears. Give you a nice little straight line shot of this. As you can see, the ears are posable, as is the head. And that's pretty much it for articulation. But before I forget, glow-in-the-dark Jack and Zero. I love it. What's going on there, everybody? Post-production Rob here, and I just wanted to share with you all that I made the random discovery that one of my hands was actually sprayed with the glow-in-the-dark whatever Beast Kingdom used. It was by random. I was turning off the lights after a couple hours of recording, and this is what happened. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Expressive and truly whimsical, this figure can capture the spirit of Jack Skellington like no other I've seen thus far. Air poses, happy poses, thinking poses, scaring poses, defeated poses, reciting Shakespearean quotations poses, and chilling with the dead pupper poses. This figure can do so much, and while kind of fragile feeling, Jack can hold those poses like a champ. Some of the downsides to this figure though is that the cloth does limit a few things. Some may just be a personal limit, such as swiveling the arms at the shoulder blades. Since there's a lack of a spread at the legs, you really can't get any of those crazy cool spider-like movements Jack can pull off. But I guess within that complaint, that could have made posing the legs a bit harder and possibly opened the figure up to some loose leg syndrome, which no likey, so not a downside, kinda. One of the heads is a little on the could have done better side, that being Devious Jack. It may be from one side and only truly present from a certain angle, but it's still there. And for whatever reason, his left leg is shorter than the other. But since this thing really can't stand up by itself, I don't have an issue with that, but still, why? Final thoughts, for $65 before shipping, you're going to get a lot. With very minimal downsides, this looks and feels like the Jack Skellington figure to beat right now. The Diamond Select Nightmare Before Christmas figures looked awesome, they still do, but a few seem to suffer from some none too flattering loose joints that I've seen thus far. But I really do just prefer the all plastic clothing. But given this figure can do just as much as that figure and still look insanely slick, I really don't see a reason to not scoop Jack the Pumpkin King up for your Nightmare Before Christmas collection. A high recommend for fans young, but not younger than 15 unless you've got the collector's mentality, and old. Cutting back to my face now. Beast Kingdom really impressed me with this. Their very first Jack Skellington figure with very, very minimal issues. If I really had any major critiques for this thing, it's just that please stop with the cloth. I like the cloth on this thing, but I want like a fully plastic version. But that's just a personal preference for me. I've never really had any good luck with cloth figures like this. But when it comes to their dynamic action heroes line, I really would love to see Oogie Boogie, the Mares, Sally, Dr. Finkelstein. I would love to see all of them get this kind of treatment. Which is why I am going to hold off on Santa Jack for the time being. But if nothing ever comes up of it, I'll definitely just get Santa Jack. But anyway, I do so hope you enjoyed this off-brand review. If you did, please be sure to tell me in the comments section down below. Patrons, as always, thank you so much for becoming ShinRobjira patrons. You're honestly helping me out a lot already this year, so thank you. If you yourself are interested in becoming a patron, you can check the link in the description below. Check between 3 tiers. Social media is down there. Merch link is down there. The only thing that isn't down there is a link to better content. Ha! ShinRobjira. See you all next time, everybody.
Bone Daddy.
As to be